been again a couple of months since I updated. Whoops. Probably because not much happened, but to sum up my highlights real quick, my photographer bestie Pascal from my hometown visited me in Berlin for a couple of days, and it was so fun because we decided to do some cool creative projects together. And one thing that I think is so aesthetically pleasing, OG Berlin people might disagree, but subway stations. Every subway station looks so different, has a different kind of vibe to it, so we picked one that was a bit emptier to shoot some shots, and later I decided to make a little sketch out of this. You might have seen this before on here, but it was such a fun day. I also wanted to spend some days outside the city with my family at the Baltic Sea, just clearing my head for some time, because the city, it do be draining sometimes. Shout out to my little brother for joining and just being completely brain dead with me for a couple of days. Das ist voll awkward, wie machen das Leute? Das ist das Thumbnail.
Weißt du, auf was hart ist und dann kommt da so ein...
Berlin's summer is mostly known for all the different park options to choose to have your own little picnic at. And me and my friend Leah couldn't miss out on that, so we also bought some snacks, some drinks, and spent some time outside, enjoying the good weather as soon as the sun came out. Plus, I never tried it before, laying a packed chocolate into sun, like heck, to make some chocolate-covered strawberries ourselves. Hello? Summer is officially here. I waited for this for so long because the last 2 months were like the most depressing months I've ever experienced. Just look at this. I don't know, like this is a picture I took out of my window, and now I totally get why people feel like this. I get it now. There are so many people finally coming out of their houses and having fun outside. Maybe I grab a book, a coffee, and just chill a bit. Just doing artsy fun stuff here in Berlin. Let's go. I packed my sketchbook, some snacks, and decided to go to the park Charlottenburg? A quite huge park that surrounds the Baroque palace with a lot of twisted paths and hidden statues. One of the fancier and bigger parks of Berlin for sure. So after walking around for quite a bit and exploring some beautiful details with my camera and some unexpected encounters, I found the perfect tree to sit under. It just felt like the perfect picnic spot, you know? Just look at this. So I was glad I packed a blanket to sit on, because that place was full of bugs. After sitting around for some time, I started with some warm-up sketch, observing what surrounded me, what I could see from just looking up, which were the branches from the tree up there, and also some leaves. So I started with some random lines to loosen up my hand. And I think I'm tending more and more into to drawing with pencils and pastels. I just like the sketchy, unfinished look of it and how fast I can set a line, keeping it, I'm just gonna call it flowy. After seeing a lot of people coming to the park just to picnic and finally getting some human references to look at, I decided to sketch two women in the same flowy style like before. I really like how this one woman turned out, but I messed up the second one. So that's why I wanted to try again. After trying the second time, I realized that now that I focused on the second woman, she indeed turned out way better than before. But now I kind of didn't like the first one. So here's me being stuck with two sketches I'm half proud of. And while thinking of how to fix it and what to sketch next, I got run over by the heaviest summer rain. Oh my god. It was kind of warm and nice at first. I was like, oh my god, it's such a nice vibe. But then it started leaking through my tree, so I quickly walked to the forest nearby, and oh boy, I got soaking wet, waiting with some strangers under another tree for the rain to stop. And I was also waiting for some friend to arrive, so I couldn't just leave the park yet. Then it stopped, we met up and strolled, or more like puddle jumped through an art market. It felt a bit like a game to not get my shoes wet. But Berlin has a lot of random events like this. The city's finally waking up from its eventless winter break to the point where it's really hard to decide on what to do next because there's like so much variation. So this art market had a lot of smaller artist stands presenting their creative work, from lavender to jewelry to even like lino cuts and lino prints. And oh my god, you guys know I'm so much into printing, and I spoke to one of the guys from the stands, and it was so interesting because I asked like how they do, what techniques they use, how long they need, and what materials they use. And I don't know, it was so interesting to get to know their process since I used to lino print myself so much. We strolled around this area and decided to get some ice cream. And since Leah is from Korea, I had to show her the most common German ice cream, spaghetti ice cream. Vanilla base, strawberry sauce, some cream, and white chocolate on top. This is like the flame.
Yeah.
And this is,
Oh my god.
candle art. I can see it. I'm not sponsored, but this is saving my ass. Pumeni from Russia and edamame with chopsticks. I don't know. I made myself a candy salad because I needed it for my soul. Whenever I do late night sketches or designs, I just like watching something easy to follow and relax to. So this one was actually a concept of what I planned to do out of today's sketch, like just a little concept sketch for tomorrow. So, my roommate bought this coffee machine for us. I'm intrigued to learn how to properly use it. Actually, it's not that hard to make like black coffee. I usually just drink my coffee black. I looked up so many tutorials already, but it ends up looking like shit. So I'm kind of trying to like figure out why it does and how to make it look pretty. Help me in the comments. I don't know what I'm doing. It's not even foam. What am I doing? So after yesterday's 2 attempts of sketching something spontaneous, I had the idea of doing a collage. So I thought about transferring my 2 favorite sketches onto different colored papers, but I quickly realized that they weren't the same size. So in the end, I had to redraw both of them again, but since I already drew them, they turned out even better. So I thought about other elements I could also draw to stick them all together in the end. I haven't tried something like that before. I really like the warm-up paper for the 2 women, so I decided to do a cool paper for the background. And since I wanted to add as much texture as possible, I started out to draw a quick outline and adding lots and lots of water-soluble pigments on my paper, diluting it with more and more water, letting it spread and mix into each other, and just let the process happen itself. Lately, I thought a lot about art and what even makes you an artist, since I met an art gallery friend, and he said something along the lines of art shows who the artist is through their work. I mean, it sounds kind of simple, I know, but I always thought about art being the visual medium to like communicate a message, not necessarily me as a person, you know? So maybe it's coming from my former design studies or constant solving of visual problems, I don't know. But I think I should try out more of what I like and what I haven't tried, or what interests me as a person, and not always thinking of how other people might perceive my art and if people will get it, and what message is behind it, you know. This is such a huge topic for a whole other video, I guess. And I am in fact traveling to Korea real soon again and have a lot of things I need to take care of before I leave. So besides packing and stressing about everything, I really try to enjoy the last summer days in Berlin before leaving. Street musicians playing along the river Spree. Berlin as a city feels like it's holding its breath, waiting for the night to unfold, and I think this is beautiful.